Aluminum Spork.
What is up, you beautiful people? It's Aluminum Spork Night. I am Scott. If any of you are new from, I've been getting some new subs lately and today. Thank you, Midnight's Edge. Thank you for being here. And if you're returning, I love you guys. So we're going to be talking about some fun stuff tonight and some actually not so fun, some weird and crazy stuff. The whole last few days of week of the Georgia Guidestone incident, the way it happened, I'm not a fan of the Georgia Guidestone. I'll tell you that right now. It's definitely a New World Order type thing. But what happened after this week's, just the fallout from it. No pun intended. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about underground civilizations like cities. Some of these, I mean, they could be massive cities. And who really was involved in creating these. Not that they're like 500 years old, because how can you tell they're stone? I get it. There'll be like, organic material, but that's the last person who was there usually. And that's one of the problems I have with archaeology, is that there is no way truly to date stone except for weathering. And they don't even want to believe that, take the Sphinx. We'll also talk about, science believes, well, there are a couple things with science, UFOs, all the good stuff. I want to see who's out there in the chat world. We have Lagerfan was here and is here. Hail, my friend. Who knew the salt must flow was the first one here. Thank you very much. Always good to see you, buddy. One man show, one of my supporters that doesn't like half the stuff I talk about and still supports me. That's what I like. Thank you. Eric K, mod of mods. Thank you for being here. Tina Bojan, of course Tina's here. Hello. Thank you, Tina. And Keely Chow is up in the house. Godzillionaire. Who else do we have? We have, I think I saw Keck somewhere down there. Yeah, Keck 44 is in the house. Howdy. Marks 47 is in the house. Yeah, accidentally explosive. And Raging Rhino up in here. Good day, mate. Talking about Australians. I got my quota for the night because I have Mr. Grant Gregory with me. How are you, sir?
G'day. It's happy to be here. I just got back from quote unquote destroying some stones. Don't look into it.
Yes. Got it. Well, I mean, you're not allowed to leave, right? Your country. So it couldn't have been you.
Exactly. And we have a members chat in.
That's awesome. Grumpy Old Ninja has been a member for 2 months. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. At the Hot Pie level, keep growing, keep going. Isn't that like a not Elton John? Isn't that like a group song? Keep shining, keep shining. No,
you can always count it. That's what friends are for.
That's it. That's what friends are for. Oh yeah,
Great.
dude.
Now that's stuck in my head.
I know. Free folk, if you want to come on, dude, I did say you'd come on. I totally blanked. I have not been feeling well, and my body's killing me. I'd rather do a topic we both are into and we talked about earlier. So next week's guest is right here, Free Folk of the Fandom. I hope you're available next week, because I totally screwed that up, bro. So Free Folk of the Fandom has a YouTube channel. Good dude. He's going to be on my probably the next day shows for House of the Dragon. He's a fan of the Song of Ice and Fire stuff with me. So make sure you guys subscribe to Free Folk of the Fandom. But if you want to come on next week, maybe throw out a couple topics people in the chat want to hear us talk about, and we'll go over that. I like to talk about what you guys want to talk about, but had to talk about this one, Grant. And I'm sorry about that, Free Folk. I kind of blanked, bro. Hello, lovely Sherry. And Gap
hey,
After
Sherry.
Dark. I was telling Grant before, I think I'm really like dehydrated. I work a lot of stuff going on. It's hot. My AC went, like muscles are killing me. I feel like a mess. So thank God I got him here. So when I start not making sense, he'll just
you're
take
lucky
over.
you're still handsome though.
I got that going for me. So What do you know of the Guidestones, sir?
I first heard about the Guidestones a few years back, and it was to do with a guy who claimed that he'd travelled into the future.
Okay.
And he mentioned about a population being basically stagnant at 500 million, and then people that were in the chat of that were saying, so it's to do with the Guidestones, and me not knowing what it was, I had no idea, and then someone sent a link to what the Guidestones were and how they were essentially like a guiding principle of not world control, but world. Yeah, essentially world control. We'll go with world control. Why not?
Yeah.
And yeah. So as soon as I started to really get into it, they mysteriously fall over on TV. Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not saying
over.
they were stopping me from doing it. I'm just saying they were trying to stop people like me.
Right.
You know, the people who didn't know much about it, but were starting to really get into it.
Right. I would like to show the footage because it is pretty like wow, but we'll probably get a copyright claim on that one.
Well, we can probably save it for just towards the end, so then if anything happens, we
just delete it out.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. So the Georgia Guidestones, again, Georgia. They're in the state of Georgia in the south east section of the United States. They're granite monuments, so at least I can show a picture of it. I could do that. How about I share this?
Because yeah, it is from what I was told, people don't know when they were done.
Well, they were done in the 70s. So
no, but I mean the text on it, like it was apparently from something else. As I said, I'm still only relatively new to this whole Guidestone thing.
Right. So it was done in different texts, different languages. It's kind of funky, actually, all the stuff. I definitely don't support what they're saying for a lot of it. Some of it's like, okay, I can get behind that, but what's really the alternative or ulterior motive from what they're saying? So we'll go over what their like so-called 10 commandments are. But you know what? How about we do this? I think this is actually from the wiki page. So we'll just go back to the wiki page and read what they put. The Georgia Guidestones was a granite monument that stood in Elbert County, Georgia, from 1980 to 2022. It was quickly updated, this wiki. It was 19 feet 3 inches. So that's 5.87 meters for you other people.
Big.
Oh, no, they're not small. They're not small.
Be heavy too.
Yeah. Made from 6 granite slabs weighing a total of 237,746 pounds.
Holy shit. So it's over 100 tons.
It's 107,840 kilograms.
Yeah, so 107 tons. That's insane.
So this was no joke. So I hate this reference, the American Stonehenge. I don't get that from this. They're not the same. It didn't last compared to Stonehenge. Stonehenge lasted.
Well, they don't make things like they used to.
Well, this is the funny part, because the monument's creators believed that there was going to be an upcoming social, nuclear, economic calamity, and they wanted the monument to serve as a guide for humanity in the world, which would exist after it. And they felt that if there was a cataclysm, the stones would be there. They would survive. Well, they didn't survive a blast, so you were wrong.
Didn't survive a little bit of wind.
Yeah, a little bit of C4. So they initially garnered little controversy, but they ultimately became the subject of conspiracy theories, of course, which alleged that they were connected to Satanism. I don't know about that. I go more with, New World or the Reset thing.
It definitely screams of Great Reset when it talks about population control and all that sort of stuff. Like it wouldn't surprise me if this was something that they put out there just to see who would grab at it, who would go, yeah, that's cool, I like that, just as a teaser,
Yeah. Well, I mean, this blew up or was destroyed on the 6th, so that's 5 days ago. Okay. And we're going to go over a little timeline stuff. But in June 79, a man using the pseudonym approached the Elberton Granite Fishing Company, which was Robert C. Christian, on behalf of a small group of loyal Americans, commissioned the structure. Christian explained that the stone would function as a compass, calendar, and clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic event, which it did not. The man reportedly used the pseudonym as a reference to the Christian religion, which there's a couple different beliefs on why he used it. The guy from Elberton Granite believed that he was a nut, and he attempted to discourage him by providing a price quota for the commission, which was several times higher than any project which the company had previously undertaken. But screw it, we're doing it. Claimed
That's a good way of getting a bit extra money.
Yeah, right. So when the arranging payment, Christian claimed that he represented a group which has been planning to construct the Guidestones for 20 years and wanted to remain anonymous. The location was chosen because it contained a high amount of local granite and because the weather there would be ideal for the monument. The total cost of the project was not revealed, but it was over $100,000, equivalent to $373,000 in 2021. Some people said they picked that area too because they thought if there was a catastrophe, that part of the southeastern United States, it was up like on a hill or a bluff. It would be, if the water level rised, it would still be protected. If ice caps came down, they wouldn't come down that far. So like that's why people thought they picked that area.
Yeah, so when they say compass, they mean like compasses in direction for humanity, not an actual compass of navigation.
I'm wondered, I always thought compass for humanity, but why not? It could have been something else.
Well, I mean, it has a very distinct shape. Like, I mean, if you're looking through it at a certain angle or something, I don't know. Yeah, it's just the fact that they use the word compass is a very interesting way of describing it.
Yes. I also found something interesting on right here. March 22nd, 1980, the monument was unveiled by Congressman Doug Bernard before an audience of between 200 and 300 people. And at the unveiling, the master of ceremonies read a message to the gathering audience. In order to avoid debate, we, the sponsors of the Georgia Guidestone, have a simple message for human beings. Now and for the future, we believe our precepts are sound and they must stand on their own merits. Now, just having a congressman involved in what this stuff is saying was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was a public art display or anything, or it was done for a charity event or anything. This is clearly a private undertaking.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a part of what they call True Americans or whatever it was that were help funding it.
Yeah, well, Christian later transferred the ownership of the land and the Guidestones to the county, and by 81, barbed wire fencing had to be erected around the monument to keep cattle out, as they had been using it for a scratching post. A man who identified himself as Robert Christian published a book titled Common Sense Renewed. So Common Sense was one of the pamphlets that kind of got the Revolutionary War going. That was by Paine. So Common Sense. Yeah. So I had a feeling that's where he was going with that, which described the ideology of the Guidestones. The author wrote, "I am the originator of the Georgia Guidestone and the sole author of its inscriptions. I have had the assistance of a number of the other American citizens in bringing the monument into being. We have no mysterious purpose or ulterior motive. We seek common sense pathway to a peaceful world without bias for particular creed or philosophy." So, okay, that sounds great, but let's kind of read what's on this thing. All right. And then we're going to talk about the destruction. So the message, am I missing anything? Because I haven't been on screen for a while. So
we've got
hello, everybody.
We got a super sticker from Darius Mã<silence>nchausen of
Thank you, Darius.
Popcorn.
I appreciate it, my friend. It's the popcorn. You're always supportive.
And
he's been blowing up.
Yeah, he's been going awesome.
Yeah, he has.
And I had a poll. I said, Georgia Guidestones destroyed on purpose. With 24 votes, 100% of the people said yes.
I guess people are smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bomb purposely blew it up.
I think
Or
it was-
IED. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, level cheers. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. And then a
Yes.
bomb.
Yes.
So,
and then
I'm not too sure if the bomb's related to the destruction or they've actually got a bomb emoji on
Yeah.
the stones. I wasn't too sure.
So, one thing that is important, and we'll go over that. I didn't see them talk about it there, but there's supposed to be a time capsule underneath.
So it was a time capsule from 79 when it was built, or because they said they were planning it 20 years beforehand, or is it from the 50s?
That's a really good question. I'll have to look that up. I know on there somewhere there was definitely a time stone a time capsule. They said something about it. Oh, they have the destruction here, so I guess I could show it. But like they've been dealing with, graffiti and people.
People legitimately thought it was something to do with Satanists.
Yes, that or the NWO stuff.
I don't know if they realize this, but most Satanists are actually quite poor. They couldn't afford that.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Let this be guided to an age of reason. So it was in one of these type things. Channel through stone, celestial pole. So, astronomic. Okay, so this is what? The sun and the moon. So it's talking about how it features in the night sky, maybe like how the sun lines up.
Yeah, because it was as I said, it's an interesting shape. So there's got to be some sort of thing. So, yeah, where it is, the light shines through it a certain way and everything.
Okay.
That's probably where the thing is buried.
Yeah.
You see through it as like an Indiana Jones sort of thing.
Oh, here it is. Place 6 feet below.
Oh, is that all?
Well, it says place 6 feet below this spot on, doesn't have a date. To be opened on, doesn't have a date. And then so I like sunbeam through the capstone marks noontime throughout the year. Channel through stone indicates celestial pole. So I guess that's what this is.
Does Georgia do daylight savings?
I believe so.
Does the stone change with that as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. It's pretty much a stone.
Yeah.
And then all right, so let's talk about what's on it. Because I really don't care who made it. I don't like that they made it. Personally, I think it's definitely like, I don't take it as after we're trying to warn you about a cataclysm. You just didn't listen. So, hey, these are our ways of living a great life after it. I don't think so. A message consists of a set of 10 guidelines and principles. We know that. Moving clockwise around the structure for due north. These languages were in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. What do you think about the languages they picked?
Swahili is an interesting one.
I thought that too.
Because I think out of all of them, that's the one that's the least spoked. English is the thing of the world. Spanish, there's more.
Right, Spanish.
Spanish is the most foreign language on the rise.
Right.
More people every year learn Spanish. So what was the other ones? Was it?
You got
Hindi. Okay, Hindi makes sense.
Hindi does make sense.
At that time, Hindi would have been India would have had the highest population in the world.
Right. Hebrew.
Yeah, well, that's probably where the money came from. So
could have. You're a juicy, so don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
Arabic, one of the largest groups. And I think they picked Arabic and Hebrew to try to show that it wasn't a religious thing.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. And also, you got your two biggest superpowers that aren't the United States, and they're in Russia and China.
Yeah.
So I guess their way of quote unquote being inclusive.
Right. Well, so we get to the inscription and it reads in all these languages, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
Such a weird, like, you want to be in balance with nature, yeah, you put that on a giant slab of earth. Like, what does that even mean? Like, does that mean we have to go back to living in huts?
Well,
Like,
what I'm saying is, okay, so we this is because it's for a cataclysm. Okay, cataclysm, great. Well then, are you saying that we're going to be under that, so we should cap it at 500 million when we get there? And what happens if we can't? You know, like,
I don't know, the one-child policy, that seemed to work for a while.
You know, or are you trying to tell us right now we should be trying to get down to 500 million, which would be impossible? Like,
yeah. If you're going to be a guiding thing, don't just throw out a couple of headlines and points. Give us an actual direction.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm with you.
Make it as ambiguous as possible.
I'm with
to
you.
Either do or do not have 500 million people.
Right. I want to be able to have you guys see it better. So yeah, that one right off the rip, that sounds like I don't know, you know, certain people that have a lot of zeros after their bank accounts and seem to want to help people, but actually aren't. You know who I'm talking about, those guys?
Well, I mean, dude, they legitimately talk about how they want the population to be down there. There's them on one person especially on video.
Yes. Well, why do you think they? And I'm sorry to say this. I know people are very touchy about the Roe versus Wade thing, but why do you think a lot of those millionaires or billionaires support Planned
Parenthood? And,
that
pro-abortion.
Pro-abortion and even when you get older or sick, being able to off yourself, like their whole idea is less is better.
Well, actually, one of the biggest contributors to the euthanasia campaign in Australia is a billionaire.
See, there you go. It's like start with yourself then.
Yeah, I mean she's only in her 40s, but yeah.
Oh, okay. She hot?
But she's a redhead, so we hate her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to replace her.
She will be in the movie, yeah.
Yeah, in the movie. This right now going next to it, it's kind of doing like, I don't know, kind of is it eugenics maybe?
Like improving fitness and diversity. It's two things that really don't go together.
Yeah. Guiding reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. So taking the best of the best, is that like physically? Like I don't get it.
Oh, okay. So basically, what they're saying is all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan, yeah.
That's how some probably took it. Or could it be the strongest of the clan move on, and they're the only ones allowed to breed? Like,
but then if that's the case, then the population and everything stagnates. It goes backwards. There's no growth because the strongest ones aren't always the ones who have the best ideas. They're not the smartest ones. They're not the artists, the innovators.
No.
They're going purely and simply on people. I mean, if that was the case, then we would have got rid of Hawking years ago, and the amount of work that he did for science.
Well, you make a great point. In a time of peace, men like Hawking and I don't know, Tesla and Einstein and people like that are what we look towards for knowledge and advancement and what it is, you know. Their philosophy of life, how to be better people. But in a time after a cataclysm, you're looking for the strongest person to keep you alive. Someone who will literally take you all under your wing and be able to guide you back into some form of society. So
you need the strong to fight for the times when they don't have to.
Yes. In times of war, you need a warrior so that you can later have gardeners, pretty much. And in times of gardeners, you have warriors, but you just hope they don't have to do anything.
Exactly. Speaking of warriors, we have a super chat from Darius Mã<silence>nchausen. He would like you to read it out.
It's, you know, that. It says, Hail, Sporking News Podcast. Grant understands this language, you don't. Is that Swahili or is that Hebrew? It looks Hebrewish.
I don't recognize it. I think it might be Klingon.
It could be Klingon. Okay. Yes, the wind beneath our wings. I have no clue what the hell that even means. I want to now look it up, but I'm not going to do that and get the answer.
Oh, actually, it says Mr. Grant Gregory. It is
does.
Hebrew.
I knew it was. See, and you're supposed
Yeah,
to be
I don't read Hebrew, so.
Wait, didn't you have to for your bar mitzvah?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I did it all online at the University of Phoenix. They're great.
All right. So we got the like eugenics thing going on and the Aryan thing going on the second one. The third one, unite humanity with a living new language. So everyone's speaking one tongue. That does sound like a good thing because a lot of misunderstandings or different cultures, different people, the way people talk is because we don't know each other well enough. And if you could have a conversation with somebody, I think it really makes it harder to want to kill them if they're good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, normally, anyway. You'll obviously there'll always be exceptions to the rule, but yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 gets me a little bit because some people think this is a good thing. I don't know. Rule passion, faith, and tradition, all things with tempered reason. Now, doesn't that mean like tempered reason? If I'm misunderstanding, it's like controlled or.
Yeah, but like I mean, I'm actually stuck on the first word. When they say rule, how are they using that word in what context?
Yes, thank you. Because I was trying to understand that too. Like
you've got to rule. You've got to master your own passion. So don't be so impulsive. Maybe
right.
Rule. But then are they saying rule your faith, rule your tradition, and then rule overall? Like, is that a continuation of that?
Well, I mean, it's controlling. It's controlling it. It's controlling the feeling. I mean, tempered is quick to temper, and tempered reason. I'm confused.
Because
all things
tempered also could mean
reverse, right?
forging or fortifying over time,
okay.
as well. Like you got tempered steel and that sort of thing.
Oh,
so in that sense, it might not necessarily mean that. It'll mean get a stronger resolve over time, potentially.
Okay.
As I said, they use very, I think on purpose, they use words that can be construed in any direction.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could make things hard or flexible by tempering.
That's true.
Tempered reason. If people get okay, I shouldn't talk about that. I'm just trying to like the term tempered reason. What does that actually mean? Because I might misunderstand it.
And that's the thing. It could be something that was a phrase or a terminology that was used around the 70s that means something completely different now.
Okay. Anybody in the chat know what tempered reason is? To me, what it means is all things with tempered reason. So like controlled emotion. Controlled, or is it controlled, or is it actual, not controlled reason? I don't know.
Yeah, as I said, they use very specifically broad terms that could mean multiple things.
Yeah. So, means temper, passion, faith, and tradition with reason. Okay, and that I could totally see. Temper all these things with reason instead of, but rule, passion, faith, and tradition. Like, who's telling me how reasonable I need to be about my passions?
Oh, the Stones do.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually think Lagerfan had it right. That sounds about right. Could not be reached for further comments. Says act as a neutralizing or counterbalancing force to something. Totally did not look that up online, but thank you. But yeah.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Latino Slant says, Sporking, you're a dork before you pork. That could be it. Thank you for your lovely comment.
He's a poet and he didn't even know he was rhyming.
So, when something is tempered, it is hardened and made brittle. That's not always true, is it? Like tempered glass.
Yeah, so I'm saying tempering, it's as I said, it's a terminology that has multiple meanings.
It kind of pisses me off they're using it. But
Yeah,
anything that says rule it.
That's the point, because whoever's in charge and they use it, no matter how. Let's just say, for instance, the new order of things decides to be an extremely faith-based, theocracy sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then, oh look, they're doing what the Guidestones said. Okay, let's just say they're doing completely scientific and logic one. Oh look, they're doing what the stone says. There's people who are extremely passionate and rule things. It's like saying they're ruling their passion.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're making it so broad that no matter what the outcome is, they can take credit for it.
That's valid. Having a specified temper or disposition with a reason. I kind of want to go with that more than anything.
That's just having an opinion on something.
Yeah. But
Make
that's
sure
what
you
I
have
think they meant
opinions
by
on
it.
something in the future if you want to survive. Think things.
Yeah. Well,
I'm smart.
the next two bother me. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. That sounds good, right? Right? Tell me protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts isn't what everybody wants.
It's just, as I said, vague terminology, nothing.
Well, I mean, with 500 million or less, how many countries are you going to have?
7.
Yeah, 7. Number 6, though, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court.
Well,
No.
I'm sure the. Let's just say some of the more desert dwelling countries that have very specific and strict laws on who you can and can't be with.
Right.
Well, we can't interfere with that now because you got to do it.
You got to do what the stone says.
Yeah.
We don't do it anyways, so. I mean,
what was that? You want to bring back slavery? Well, we can't really say much about it because you've got to let each country do it. Don't worry, our courts are fair.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Oh, we already let this shit happen. There's places that still have slavery.
Yeah.
There's still places that
There's
won't allow you to marry the
there's
person
a
you
million
love.
people in China, like.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Uyghurs and stuff like that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, put it this way: there's 5% of the Australian population in the equivalency of people in China that are slaves.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. All right.
But
No, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, the problem is the next one. That the last two, like, avoid petty laws and useless officials.
Like, if you read it quick, sounds good, but sometimes the little petty laws are the ones that keep society what it is.
Yeah, well, exactly, but how do you define something as a useless official? Like,
Someone who doesn't agree with the stones.
yeah,
You
pretty
know, like,
useless.
I'm telling you, man, this could be, dictatorship. This could be like, there's so many ways you could read this. And I still think it wants a one world order, but there are ways to read this where it would be like an Orville one world order, where we could start working together as a people to move forward. Other ways is to breed the differences out of us so that we have no more things to have conflict about and be controlled by a one world order,
But they seem to be very heavily implicating they want borders and nations and everything, but then advocate for something completely different.
Well, the next one makes me sick.
Balance personal rights with
Balance personal rights with social duties. How do you let that stand in Georgia for as long as it has? And how did a congressman, how was he there for the unveiling of it? Like, did he even read it? Maybe he read the Swahili one and didn't, and lost in translation. But to me, balance personal rights with social duties. Look, social duties are important, but when it comes to my personal freedoms, I truly believe we are all born with those, and no one has the right to take those away from you.
Yeah,
And where's the balance?
Well, okay, the balance. I can understand what they're saying. In other words, do stuff for yourself, but make sure you also do stuff for others. That's essentially what they're trying to say. But the way in which it's worded
is not right.
No,
but see, you're reading into it. You're reading what you want them to say. You're reading what you hope.
That's
they
what I'm
meant.
saying. Like,
yeah,
it's designed to be that way, though. That's the purpose of it.
Yes, and you can get a group of people that see this in a very dangerous way, and
Oh,
think
yeah.
we need to form a group like this. 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Like, yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be more spiritual? And if that's what that means, you know?
Okay, well, we've already got a really weird relationship with the word truth.
Yes.
It doesn't mean what happened.
Who's
It means
truth?
what you yourself believe.
Right.
Like, you know,
Right.
as your president says, we care more about truth over facts.
Yeah.
It's
And then the last one, we'll just read that and then we can talk about it. Be not a cancer on the earth, leave room for nature, leave room for nature, meaning don't go over 500 million. Like, who?
I mean,
none of us want to be a cancer on the earth.
why did I have to repeat that? That's a really
Right.
weird. Like, if you want leave room for nature, okay, well then, why did you write it again?
Right. Like, more room
Like, you're
for
destroying nature by writing it.
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
they're talking about, you know, I don't know if they wrote this in other languages. Like, they have Egyptian hieroglyphs. I can never say that word. Babylonian
Hieroglyphs.
hieroglyphs. Babylonian cuneiform, classic Greek, and Sanskrit. But then it just says, "Let this be Guidestone to an age of reason." Like, those are all early, you know, forms of writing. That's really dope. But why? But they talk about the buried capsule. So now let's go to the 6th of July, 2022. Okay? And let's show you what happened. Because they have it here, so I'm just going to show it because they got it on their wiki. I might have to shrink this again to see it. Where was that? Here. All right. So we're going to show this. So this is the Guidestone. If everyone could see it, we're not going to put any volume on it. And we'll be talking over it the whole 12 seconds. Keep your eye on the Guidestone, everybody. Keep your eye. Oh, bam! That was not just a firecracker. But see, these couple are still standing quite fine, right? They don't look...
Stones spontaneously combust all the time.
Okay, they do. Okay.
If you turn on the subtitles, you hear Allah Akbar just before it goes. So I don't know what that means.
Right.
So...
Or, dude, is this the right one?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. All right, so that definitely didn't explode itself, though, that we know.
I don't think it did. No.
Okay. So, oops, went too far. We're done with that, anyways. So let's get to what happened within 12 hours of this explosion. What do you think they got into? So you just had an IED or an actual bomb blow up a monument that your congressman was there to dedicate and people come to see. That's very, you know, has a definite bullseye on it from different groups. What do you think they would have done?
I don't know. Called whoever, FBI, ATF. I don't know who the government agency would be. I would assume that they would be looking for the person. Right.
So on site, what would they have done in the first 12 hours? I mean, this is a bomb, right?
Oh yeah, they would have blocked the area off to make sure it was safe.
Right.
And there wasn't any residual bombs left or anything like that, and collected samples and do all that jazz.
Right. Okay. So within the first 12 hours, they decided to knock it down and demolish the whole thing, and then told us that there was no capsule at all, and that's what they want to pretty much leave it at. So
the stones are gone now.
Stones have been demolished.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we got that. Where is it? I have it somewhere here. Hold on, let me get that article.
See, because I saw like a footage of a stone falling down. I thought that was the destruction. I didn't actually realize there was an explosion.
Yeah. Hold on.
Where was that footage taken from? Is there like a security camera or something there?
Security camera. They got a car too.
I can't see where the security camera is in the background. Like obviously the background photo that I did earlier, but there doesn't look like there would be a camera anywhere nearby.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but it does. I'm guessing because of the people, graffiti, stuff like that, they put one up. Where is it? Okay, we're gonna look at this one first. What am I doing? Durf. All right, share. I'm still not there altogether. No time capsule. So this is now 7 hours ago at least. So today, this is only 5 days later. They already know that there's no capsule, and they just took it all apart. Like there was still 3 sides standing, and they definitely just knocked it over. And we're looking for that. I'm telling you, I believe they were looking for what the time capsule had to offer, and maybe even, I don't know, found it and just don't want to tell us.
Yeah, what was in there? Was it some sort of doomsday thing?
Well, they said after years of rumors about a time capsule on the site of the Georgia Guidestone and a plaque at the site claiming there was one, no time capsule has been found.
Yeah, it hasn't been found there because it accidentally got taken.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it blew up. Yeah, maybe it was a bomb.
Now, Alberton Granite Association's Executive Vice President Chris Kubis said a granite marker at the site mentioned that a time capsule was buried below the marker. He said on Friday, crews dug about 6 feet underground until they hit compacted red clay and no time capsule was found. Now, this is the same company that built it. So,
I mean, if it was just buried straight in the ground and there was clay, it does shift.
yeah.
Clay does shift, so...
If
they said about 6 foot, did they get... What does that mean,
changed.
like 5 foot 8 inches? That's about 6 foot.
That's a good question. I do know it could have moved, it could have adjusted, but they do say that, I didn't realize this, the marker that says there's a time capsule was added in 82 on the site, so 2 years after the Guidestones were placed. So was there, or because it did say time capsule to be opened with no date, was it just like using that as like there actually is no time capsule? It's,
Or maybe they never got to put it in. I mean, that's a possibility as well.
2 dead and 3 wounded at 4 California 7-Eleven stores. Jeez, California, can you stop?
Well, you know why? You know why that's happening? Because you can't fight back anymore.
No, you're not allowed to. They're supposed to be able to steal. And
that 51-year-old poor bastard has been charged with murder.
Well, I didn't hear about this one.
Yeah, guy went behind the counter after his girlfriend was refused service because she didn't have any money for chips or anything. Guy goes up to him with a knife, starts slicing him.
Oh, Jesus.
The 51-year-old guy fights back, ends up stabbing the guy in the neck, and the guy dies. And then he gets charged with murder for it.
What?
Yep.
Murder?
Murder.
It's not even like manslaughter or something?
Not manslaughter, charged with murder. Yep.
What type of world are we... Like, California, New York, they're all the same. They are states that so hate self-preservation that they're willing to make this guy a sacrificial lamb. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you see that, like, he's sitting there, the guy's in his face, he's cutting up his arm, says he's going to kill him, picks him up to attack him.
Yeah. There should be nothing wrong with that, though, Kai, going for the kill shot. If you're being attacked and the
guy was towering over him. The guy's only like 5'1" or something.
No way the guy could lose this case, man. No way he could lose. You have a right to defend yourself, and by defending yourself, if you think your life is in danger, you have the right to stop that person at any means necessary.
Yeah, especially when you go behind the counter. That's the whole thing. Like, he went behind the counter and then attacked him. So, if there's ever such thing as a justifiable homicide, I think it's something like that.
Oh, Murder 2. New York doesn't have Murder 1? I didn't...
Wait, they don't have premeditated murder? Isn't that Murder 1?
But see, okay, so I get what you're saying there, Kai. Sorry. But the guy used the other dude's weapon and just probably swung. You know,
I
like,
don't know.
it wasn't premeditated.
I don't know if he used his weapon or not, but he was
no matter
getting
what,
cut up. So
he was getting cut up. The way I look at it is, you're in fear of your life. Yes, he was in fear of his life. He is untrained. He is within his rights to defend himself. He better get off, or that's just disgusting. That's terrible.
When you see the video, it's pretty clear.
Oh, someone said here, didn't they drop the charges on the guy from New York, the bodega guy? I hope so. If we can look that up, somebody out there, let me know. And while you're at it, hit like. Thank you for the 31 people watching. This is our more laid-back, chill show about stuff like this. I hope you guys like this. I know people are digging it. I've gotten some DMs and stuff, so I appreciate it. And we're going to keep doing it until House of the Dragon comes out, and then we'll probably do a week review that for House of the Dragon with like someone like myself, Free Folk of the Fandom, Jane Theory, according to Christy, maybe
Mr. Grant Gregory.
Mr. Grant Gregory. No Mad though, because he's just pushy. He just pushes himself. I know. I understand now, everybody. There was a post going around Facebook on Friday from a satirical group claiming the time capsule had been found, but again, nothing has been found.
Yeah. Satire can also be true. Doesn't say it's lying. Right.
So within the 12 hours, though, okay, this was a bombing. They blew up a monument. Wouldn't this thing be roped off for a couple days, getting sample? I mean, you get the DNA from the bomber that early after a bomb goes off. There's still a chance. We have that technology. We could figure out the type of explosives they used. Down to maybe where they bought it.
They don't need to do that, though, because they know who did it.
Yeah.
They did it. It was them.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I didn't. As I said, I didn't know about the explosion and everything, because all I saw was the stone falling, and I assumed that's what it was.
Right. Yeah, no, that sucker blew up. Yeah.
Yeah, like, if a bomb goes off anywhere, it's cordoned off for ages. They definitely don't destroy the evidence.
Right.
So,
well,
yeah.
I want to respond to this. You do not have to watch it. That's what I'm doing. I'll watch it. Come and watch our reviews.
So you don't have to.
So you don't have to. Even though I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they did with this, even though I can't stand George Martin right now. He really pissed me off.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't use the word heroes when it comes to it, but it's pretty
Stop
close.
it.
Like, yeah.
Sorry, dude. Go ahead. That's a lie. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said I wouldn't exactly call you a hero for doing it, but it's pretty close. I mean, you know.
Would I go to hero? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. You know, if you use the word in its original context, yes.
Right. I'm gonna be your hero, a hero for your
Oh, okay. No, I was going with the Enrique Iglesias version.
Oh, okay. How's that go again?
Be your hero, baby.
Back when I was 20-something years old, a girl once told me that I looked like Enrique Iglesias, and I told her, "You are a liar, ma'am."
You should have said one of two things: either I'm going to marry you, or I'm never going to see you again.
Right.
Because you're either really good at giving compliments, or you're a terrible liar.
Yeah, or you're insane. So can I be your hero, baby? Oh, God. You know.
Okay, that turned into an Irish thing. So make sure to take a note. 49 minutes 20 seconds. Thank you.
I think that sounded Spanish to me.
Speaking of Spanish, we have a few member chats.
Oh, okay, great.
I'll bring them up.
Thank you. Brian McCain, member for 1 month or 2 months at the hot pie level. Thank you very much. It's not a conspiracy theory when it's true. Sir, I could not agree more. That's what bothers me. They like to tack the word conspiracy on now to make you seem like you're a nutbag. You know? It's aggravating.
Next thing you know, they're going to be calling Sporking facts, Sporking conspiracies.
Right, right. And I don't like it, sir. I don't like it. I turned down the music a little bit. All right, what's the next one? Thank you for being a channel member. The lovely Sherry has been a member for 2 months at the Oberyn Martell level. It's not like the plan isn't written in stone or anything. That's true.
Ah, that's clever because
That
it
was
is.
It is written in stone.
It's a double meaning, just
That
like
is-
the stones.
That is. Darius Mą<silence>nchausen has been a member for 13 months at the Hot Pie level. That says Mr. Grant Gregory, I believe.
No, it says Scott's cool too.
Oh, I got close though. I got close. Okay. Member for 2 months at the Oberyn Martell level. This is Boosh McFadden. Thank you guys. You all rock. Even if it was
So
gifted
it's
to
not
you.
Boosh?
Boosh. Oh, Boosh. I always say Bosh. Boosh McFadden. If these were gifted to you, I thank you for being a member because it meant you were here to accept it. So you watched the show and I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll start giving you some member stuff that maybe you want to stay on as a member. Welcome back, Scott. Hope you're feeling better. I'm trying, man, because I'm pissed at myself for missing Nina's show last night. I really wanted to talk about God, I can't.
The Terminalist.
Thank you, sir. The Terminalist. It was really good, and I enjoyed the conversations we have on that show. So make sure you check us out on her channel. She definitely is doing well over there. So we got Koala Jeebus, a member for 2 months at the Hot Pie level. Was there toys in the time capsule? Maybe that's why they took it.
Well, I
Those
mean, that
bastards.
makes sense because maybe the governor put something in there. Maybe that's where he hid the dead body.
Could be that dead hooker.
It could be.
I don't know. They definitely have. So we do have an article also how the Georgia Guidestones became a magnet for conspiracy theories. And I kind of wanted to just see what they
Wait,
had to
they're
say.
magnets now? God,
Yeah, magnets.
What are they?
They're stone, they're magnets. It's crazy. But you in early 2005, God, I can't speak tonight. And
In nearly 25.
Yeah, and I might let you read other articles. In early 2005, a conspiracy theorist writing under the pseudonym John Connor, the name of the resistance leader from the Terminator movies,
Could
decided
be the same guy. We don't know.
How don't we know the truth? I
Yeah.
mean, how old would he be in 05?
He'd be an adult, definitely. He was born in 84.
Yeah, so he'd be a
No.
young man.
Yeah,
84?
he'd be
he'd
there
be
you go.
like 21. Now he'd be more of an adult, but he'd be 21 at the time. Decided he needed to warn the public about the evils of a roadside tourist attraction in northeastern Georgia. The Guidestones should be smashed into million pieces and then the rubble used for a construction project. Well, if it's a million pieces,
That's a lot of pieces, though.
That's a
Couldn't it be
lot.
just 1,000?
like, couldn't you just break it equally and then use it for like a foundation?
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
think
but
about how
here's the thing.
small a million pieces would.
This could be a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of thing. He could have ended up being someone in power who become a part of the clandestine organization that decided to get rid of them. Or, I mean, he could have just been a nut that blew it up.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
He goes on to say the Guidestones have a deep satanic origin and message.
Oh, never mind. I didn't read ahead.
Yeah. I don't say satanic. I say there's other groups out there that mesh up with it a lot better. I mean, they kind of might be satanic, but I doubt that. So he referring to the Guidestones we just talked about. 17 years later, Connor, better known today as right-wing provocateur and pro-Trump YouTube personality Mark Dice.
Ha! Oh, wow. So this
didn't
is all
know
this
this.
is. This is an anti-Mark Dice thing.
Yeah,
That's all this
man.
is. This has
This is
nothing
a
to
Mark
do.
Dice hit. No shit. How do they know that was him? Did he come out and say it?
No, he was doing his Brian Stelzer voice, and they went, wait a minute, we know that voice.
Oh man, that's crazy. So I didn't know that. So they went on the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI. Everyone knows them. Said simply that unknown individuals detonated the explosive. The agency said the monument was destroyed for safety reasons. And then they go on to talk about how DICE has spread false claims. What jerks.
He's got a new book that's just coming out.
Yeah.
And that went to #1, so that's...
Yeah, they don't like him.
Yeah, because he attacks MSN directly.
Yeah. No, that's true. In an email he sent on Friday, in 2005, when I said they should be taken down, I clearly meant through the proper legal civil channels, echoing many of the locals who were opposed to the monument being erected in the first place. Yeah, he's not the only public figure who has used their platform to rail against the supposed evil of the Guidestones. Kind of finds it crazy that they're making this a QAnon thing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The easiest way, if someone says something, to discredit them without discrediting what they say is to destroy them, put them in a box and discredit the box.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're saying, oh, the like.
Is Alex Jones mentioned in this next? It'll be.
Yeah.
There we go. Next line.
Look, QAnon was not all just about fictional cabal of sex traffickers and the
kebabs either.
Yeah, they did show that there is a lot of sex trafficking going on that we should be more, aware about.
They literally just convicted someone of it.
Yeah, and there's also somebody who has a computer with it. What kills me is why are people so mad at QAnon talking about sex trafficking when they did, like. Because they linked people to it?
The TV told us to.
Oh, that's right. The COVID pandemic, they linked it all together. Okay. Alex Jones, friend of a friends of a channel. He visited the attraction in 2020 and called it the birthplace of the modern depopulation movement.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what it is. Like, he's looking at it saying that we need to get down to 500,000, while other people are saying, no, if we had a catastrophic event and we were under 500 million, then that's where we should stick to. So,
yeah.
As I said, they should have just called them the Vagstones.
Yeah, the Vagstones. They keep going after Republicans and more right-leaning people on this article, though.
Yeah, it's stopped being about the stones and just stopped being about the music. Because Mark is extremely against the Great Reset and the New World Order, as concepts, and he truly believes that it's not a theory to him.
Yeah.
So if you can discredit him, then anything he says, oh, he's just a kook. Oh, that crazy guy. Why would they be railing so hard against that? What does his message do if it turns out to be false and he's just a nut job?
You know what's nuts? Okay, so now we got this Katie McCarthy from the Anti-Defamation League stating the principles laid out on the Guidestones advocate for things like depopulation, eugenics, and global government, and these ideas play into conspiracy theories about a new world order. It's proof to them that the global elite is plotting to kill off humanity. Is that what they think? She said about the Guidestones have attracted scrutiny since they were erected in the 80s, but the rise of the internet and the growing influence of the Christian right elevated them into conspiratorial circles. What a crock of shit.
But, yeah, I mean, it's clearly an agendaed piece.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as when he was doing stuff about saying that it's a left-wing satanic thing. That's a biased piece.
Yeah.
Both things can still exist about the same thing.
Yep. And look, don't get me wrong. Like he's saying, they could have been part of the Order of the Rosy Cross. DICE had his reasons for believing this. And Alex Jones, like, just because you don't agree with them doesn't mean that their views are that. Like, the more you go against somebody's views, the more I look at that person's view and say, why are they attacking it? Like.
That's what I mean. Like, they seem to be railing pretty hard against something and someone who's just some kook on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know.
And I can't believe the article dead named him as well.
Right. Jerks. Um, use my name in something, please. Dargan with an explosive device damaged part of the structure this month. It was 5 days ago, and something a Georgia prosecutor called an act of domestic terrorism. So why was it the area demolished so quickly instead of I don't know, forensics.
Oh, well, you see, because being in an excluded area where no one really goes, it was a danger to people in the city.
Yeah. I don't know, man. To say that, okay, I hate these people. It is easy to dismiss conspiracy theories as crazy ideas that live on the internet, but they're not. They can and do have real world consequences. We've seen that with Pizzagate. We've seen that with QAnon. She said, we need to find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, see, I like how they always bring up the Pizzagate thing. It's just like people were worried about kids being trafficked, and that comes back like, oh, I can't believe you believe that. You're such an idiot. It's like, yeah, if someone says that there's bad stuff happening to kids, we want to make sure it's not.
Right. Wouldn't you want to look into that?
Yeah, I never understood. Like, oh, Zipsy, you'd think they would be doing that. I'm like, most people who do that sort of stuff put out to the world that they're not doing it. That's how they get away with it.
Right. I'm telling you, man. It's just one of those things. I don't know. It just seems like they pushed it along really fast.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no, blew up. Nothing to see. See you go. All right, bye. There you go. Starbucks coming next week.
I mean, the state made money off of people going to see it for good or for bad. Like, you would think they would want to know who the hell did it.
Unless they do.
Yeah. We have a super chat.
All right, we have a super chat. Yes.
Yes. Juan Wong. I hope I'm not saying it wrong. For an Australian $5. 1,000,000 pieces is easy. 100 stone chips will fit in your hands. Turning the Guidestones into 1,000,000 pieces only takes hours in a quarry.
Ah, see, here's the thing. Gian, where were you the other night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answer that question.
Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it.
Very much so. Very much so. All right. So next, we're going to talk quickly. I just wanted to go over ancient underground structures. It could have been a freaking program in itself. Should we hold that till next week? Have we been going a while?
I think so, because I think that's another hour plus discussion that we could do, because
So right now I am messaging. Where is he? Free folk of the fandom, because I totally screwed up. Where is he? Dude.
Free folk, where are you? Raise your hand so we can see you.
Sorry. But I just announced. I'm that guy who reads it as I text it or write it, because I don't want you guys to hear silence.
That makes sense.
I just announced.
What did you just announce?
Oh, hold on. I'll get there.
Oh, we're getting there.
That you are on next week's oh god, I'm typing terrible, show, and we will hold the underground cities for then. Cool? Question mark?
Exclamation point, repeat line, end message.
End message. I am a bad human being. All right, I sent it.
Well, you're a good human being. You're a terrible horse, but you're a good human being.
Yeah, that's true. He's not in the chat anymore, so I'm hoping I didn't upset him.
Aww.
After being so sick yesterday, my mind is just not there, dude.
Where did you leave it?
I don't. That's a really good question, man. That's a really good question. So we have a couple little things, but we will go over the mysteries in the underground cities, because I find it fascinating.
Oh yeah, especially some of those like catacombs and tunnels and stuff that.
I mean, miles.
Yeah.
Miles.
To the point where, like,
All
I
right,
think
he's
the
on.
weirdest
Cool.
part about it is you need another form of air because the air can't flow that deep.
Right.
Like, how the hell did they build that then?
Yeah,
Are
dude.
they
And they're
mole
like,
people?
oh, it's from the Christian era. They were hiding and living down there. Dude, no.
They still need to breathe.
Well, no, but they converted it. Like, they took advantage of what they found. But I truly believe that is lost work that was done tens of thousands of years ago.
I mean, it could also be the maze entrance to the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about that, look at our first episode on Hollow Earth,
Right.
which
Hollow
you'll
Earth.
see up here in the top corner.
Yeah, when I remember.
Once I've edited it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then just
Yeah.
remember timestamp.
Yeah, 105.
105. Okay, so I'm going to share this one, though. It's kind of cool. It's one of those top 10 lists or 10 lists, which we like to do
cool.
here. So, top 10 weirdest things discovered inside Area 51. And that's by latest UFOsightings.net.
That's my favorite. I like those instead of, earlier
Yeah.
UFOsightings.net.
Yeah.
Not as good. But
Yeah, the latest is always the best. All right, so we're going to do the time code. Oh, I guess it's a video. Shit, I should have looked at that. You know what? I think I've messaged these people before and they were cool with it. So we'll go with it. U-2 spy planes. So crazy. I feel bad now. Shit, I really should have looked at this, huh? I shouldn't probably be playing it. Number 7, M21D21 tag board. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone knows about that ship.
Yeah, it was.
Thunderbirds.
Wasn't it like on top of it? We all thought that was the aliens.
That is Area 51.
Yeah. What about the next one? Drones.
There's no drones there.
I feel like an asshole. Number 4, camo dudes. Okay, we're done. All right. All right. I do have another one
The
from them.
weirdest thing found at Area 51: camo dudes.
I can't. But I do have another topic from them, and it is an article.
Does it involve camo dudes?
No, it doesn't, dude.
Oh,
but it
dude.
does. It does involve. Scientists believe believes he has discovered the origins of the famous WoW signal. Okay,
Yeah, World of Warcraft. Yeah, we know it.
yeah, no, this one is WoW is one of the biggest because the guy wrote WoW on it. Of all the occurrences discovered by science in outer space, the renowned signal WoW is among the most enigmatic, right?
Enigmatic.
Thank you, bro. It is a 72-second radio wave signal collected by the Big Ear Radio Observatory on August 15th, 1977. A message that hasn't ever been spotted before. Nothing similar has occurred since. Okay. So this was a big deal back then. We thought we had first contact back in 77 with this one.
All it was an instruction set on how to build these specific stones.
Right. It could be. Or how to sell 10 millions of pieces. The scientist, Juret Ehemann, was in charge of spotting this signal in the radio telescope. And when he acquired such data, he jotted down the word WoW in addition to the recorded information, thus the suitable moniker. Nevertheless, this would not imply that an alien is trying to be spotted. It is not even known where it originates from with certainty. And there is a chance that it is a natural phenomenon, which would also be fascinating news. As a result, it is the responsibility of oh my God, geez, I can't speak tonight. Subsequential generations to try to decipher the cause of this extraordinary event. I will just jump to it. A new study has evaluated the data and says that it has uncovered the source, a star in the Sagittarius constellation that may fit the parameters for life as we know it, situated 1800 light years distance from us.
So yeah, it's not close.
Yeah, not close at all.
But I mean, like, just the idea that a signal, one, could last that long, two, that at that distance, that's beyond pinpoint accuracy to hit. Because if you're a tenth of a millimeter off, it's 1,000 light years away from us.
Yeah, dude.
Did they say what the actual message was, or it was just like static, or?
Yeah, it came out as this. I don't know what that means, but
cool,
what
but
they thought it came out to be,
I
don't.
That means.
Yeah, me either. Maybe we'll see it, but I don't know if it really. Yeah, why they thought it was like a message. We'll look. However, it is equally responsible to believe that alien civilization employed this element to interact. Okay, so over the years of and via various research, it was determined that the signal originated from the Sagittarius constellation, or possibly from some adjacent star cluster. Working on this terrain, on the other hand, is almost a mission impossible in a sense. But Albert Knight, astronomer, set out to evaluate data from thousands of stars in this location until the search could be narrowed down. This is how he discovered two mass blah blah blah, a star identical to a star identical to our sun, located 1,800 light years distance in the constellation of Sagittarius. Okay, so
I mean, how do they know that it's identical? I mean, that's so far away. Like,
yeah.
Like,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
we can't even get a picture of Bigfoot without it being fuzzy. Yet they can.
Yeah, that is
They can determine it's the same. It's identical, so it's the same size.
Dude, okay. How do we do this? Because I know they do it by light and like other things in the air. I don't know how they figure it out though, because the guy's even saying the star's estimated temperature is barely 5 degrees warmer than our sun.
I mean, that's getting down to
like everything's similar.
Exact, like, okay, so they use an infrared type camera because it travels at a different rate, and then it's converted back to an image that we can see.
Yeah.
If it's an image at all, most of the time it's just data that comes back that we interpret. Like, the fact that they can not one just detect that the sun's there, but they can detect that there's only a 5 degree difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah, 5 degree.
And we don't have the technology to go to the moon anymore.
Well, right, and they said the radius and I'll just say brightness are nearly similar. So
well, it was identical, so obviously it's going to be the same.
Right. It's just crazy though that I can't remember what they believe the WoW signal says though.
Wow. it's just Owen Wilson stuck on a planet.
Yeah.
You just found a big horn. He's like, wow. the signal actually says wow, and it's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Let's see. Was a strong narrowband radio signal. All right. The Big Ear Radio Telescope is at Ohio State University.
That being said, that is an awesome name for a telescope that listens out for stuff. The Big Ear.
It's pretty cool. I just don't know if they understand what it means.
Yeah. Well, I think if they did, then we would.
We would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting this guy found this sun, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
What did you do this week? I discovered a sun.
Yeah. Yeah, a sun that can, bear life in its solar system.
Yeah.
No big whoop.
Don't worry, our sun's still hotter. 5 degrees difference.
Yeah. But they still don't have it's not like a weird hydrogen cloud that pushed some weird radio wave our way. They don't know. So it could be an advanced civilization, maybe not advanced enough to get out of their own solar system, but enough to push this radio wave across, 1,800 light years. Kind of interesting.
Like, I mean, in all fairness, whatever sent that signal is long gone now.
Yeah.
Because at the speed that, like, I mean, it's 1,800 light years. So if it traveled at the speed of light, that thing was sent 1,800 years ago.
Right. I mean, this is what it looked like.
I hope it wasn't an SOS.
Right. Oh, God, that'd be terrible. We'd be so behind the times. This is what it looked like to the observers. It's just numbers mostly. And then here you have EQUJ. So I don't know what would make it bring up actual letters and what that breaks down to.
It's probably a different, like a bandwidth or a frequency or something that it's detecting. So that would probably be like normal empty air static. And every now and then you get a little bit of a pulse.
Right.
So one is essentially dead, and then once it goes, maybe it's like a hexadecimal. So no, it couldn't be hexadecimal because it's got Q in it. Yeah, I don't know. But the fact that it's all tightly packed together is probably the thing that it's more exciting about it.
Yeah. What I found was kind of frightening and really cool, but terrifying. In 2012, on the 35th anniversary of the WOW signal, it's some observatory beamed a digital stream towards Hippocrates in a bunch of numbers. So towards it, where it came from. The transmission consisted of approximately 10,000 Twitter messages solicited for the purpose by the National Geography Channel bearing the hashtag chasing UFOs.
Okay, so they sent Twitter messages out. So we're at war now with an alien race.
They're coming after us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Speaking of being at war, we have a members chat.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. So remember Pope Metallicus I, good man. Met him in person. 7 months, hot pie level. May the spork be with you, and also with you, sir.
And with you, sir.
Thank you.
He has an
very
awesome beard.
Much.
I can't grow a beard like that.
No, he has a great beard. And Orville Nation is in the house. PJ, good to see you, buddy. What time does the good man by the name of Comics Division start?
In just a little over an hour.
Okay, so I'm going to try to make it on there for a little bit, so I'm going to actually be ending this pretty soon. I'm going to try.
Well, yeah,
I haven't been feeling too hot.
We'll go for another 10 minutes, and then that'll be at the 1.5 hour mark.
Oh, okay. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, if you want to do that, or you can end it now. It's up to you.
No. We're cool with that. Do you have anything?
There was one thing. What was it?
Because I can't read anymore.
Yeah. Maybe we could watch that video that has the bros or the dudes in it.
The bros or the dudes in it? Yeah,
right?
The
camo dudes.
And just keep, like, reversing it. Yeah, why don't we watch it? If we have to clip it out, we got to clip it out.
Yeah, we got to clip it out. I want to find out these camo dudes.
Okay.
Sorry,
hold on
camo
one
dudes.
Second. Camo dudes. Give me 1 second.
Thanks everyone in the chat for chatting. It's been awesome.
Chat rocks.
Yeah, they're so good. And I haven't been able to highlight all the stuff, but you guys have been killing it. I learned a lot. I learned either Darius knows too many languages,
right?
Or he's really good at Google Translate.
Well, one thing is we have one of the funnier chats, but we also have like these guys are some of the smarter people that I know. Like, it's crazy.
We're doing the ancient cities in that next week, buddy.
Next week, yes. And we're doing that
we'll dedicate the show to that one with a special guest.
I felt like that needs to be a show in its own. And we're going to have Free Folk of the Fandom on. He's a good dude. And...
and good morning to you too, Darius.
Yes. All right. Let's watch this dude.
Camo dudes.
Planes. I know. We just want to get to the alien stuff, but in order to get there, we need to
go...
Whoa,
I did not pick that voice out of that guy.
Not me either. And I want to give credit where credit is due. got to give credit where credit is due. So let me check YouTube real quick. This is most amazing top 10s with 7.52 million subscribers. So
Oh,
they're
I'm
mad
glad
at
we can
me,
help out a little channel like that.
yeah, I liked it. If you're going to be mad at me for playing it, come on, dude. All right.
Through the weird human stuff first. So, Area 51 is commonly a place of suspicion, with many thinking that there is proof of aliens and alien tech that lives there. But once the
Well,
top
not
secret
there, it's
area
the
was
warehouse
finally
in the area.
recognized,
Near it. It's not exactly Area 51. What was it Lazar called it?
Well,
was like-
there's Area 51, and then there's oh god, A4 or
Yeah,
S4,
yeah.
S4.
It's 4, yeah. Because you said Area 51 is essentially like the facade
Yeah.
of it. You know,
Yeah.
if you tell people this is where everything is, that's where they're going to go. But they're not going to look at the other place that doesn't look like it has anything important in it.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, make sure you guys check out Kai. Kai is a good dude. And he needs subscribers like any of us. Please check
He does
him
good
out.
3D work too.
Yes. Yes, and a good writer.
And he's got
As-
cool hair. What else can we say?
I mean, I'm kind of jealous now. What a jerk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
God, that guy. Hair.
in 2013, it was released to the public that it is actually a top secret US Air Force base where they test tons of new and not yet released aircrafts. One of those aircrafts being the U-2 spy plane. The U-2 spy plane was first
That's what they'll tell you when they don't want you looking into it anymore.
Well, see, that explains something. That's the reason why we haven't heard anything from Bono recently. He's been too busy making a plane.
Yeah. Yeah, very busy. Very busy.
Well,
But
that's
I'm glad
good.
I'm happy for them. All right.
first created to keep an eye on the Soviet Union, as the US was worried about a nuclear threat. This plane is known to fly higher than 70,000 feet with a top speed of 805 miles per hour. The idea was that if this plane could soar so high up and at top speeds, it would be less noticeable than other spy planes at the time. It also didn't need to refuel until after 3,000 miles or so. Flight tests began at Area 51 on August 1st, 1955, after a short 8 months of construction. The project was known
We should start like a top 5 Spork show.
Yeah.
Like just so Page, because these guys always blow up.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird, and it's always like bullet points. Does that only have one wheel in the middle of the plane?
Say that again?
Look at the landing thing. It's just one little double wheel in the middle of the plane. How the hell is that enough to hold it up?
Yeah, that the other ones haven't dropped down yet.
I don't know.
That is weird.
Nah, aliens.
Aliens. That's why.
Yeah.
known as Project Aquatone.
Well, it
Sounds like
actually
a
looks
skin
like a little
treatment.
alien
The defense
from like Space Invaders. too.
It does.
contractor Lockheed Martin built the first plane on a $22 million budget, which is about 207
Yeah, they're not involved in anything.
Yeah.
Those guys. I love Lockheed. Don't come after us.
$7
very
million
lightweight.
today.
You say that again?
Darius said it's very lightweight and balanced.
Oh, gotcha. One wheel though. Wow.
Even though this plane was crazy expensive, one was actually shot down over Soviet airspace in 1960. Both the pilot and the planes were retrieved, but forced the US to admit that they were spying. So, what happened next? Well, the SR-71 Blackbird. That's right, coming in at our number 9 spot, we have
Number 9.
the SR-71 Blackbird, the plane that was to make up for the US Air Force's previous failure. Pressure was on the Lockheed Martin team after the U-2 was shot down. They were to create an entire new plane that could not be shot down and
Isn't that the X-Men's plane?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
So there's mutants.
There you go. Well, I mean, that makes sense now. I mean, I've seen some really weird people. Like,
Yeah.
we saw this video of this woman the other day. She looked
Right.
like a human, but she claimed to be a bird.
Right, okay.
And she also had another person living inside her that was a different sort of bird. Yeah, she was something or other, and her other friend that lived inside of her was a blue jay. So maybe she's a mutant.
Damn.
Or a crazy nut fuck wacko.
Sporking fact.
Sporking fact.
Sporking fact.
fully operational in 20 months. In case you don't know this, that is an extremely difficult task. The Blackbird finally began testing on December 22nd, 1964, and it featured tons of new tech. Aircraft designer Keely Chow
I could totally do videos like this.
Yeah, you should.
I might have
Also,
to.
it's called the Blackbird. So
Right.
yeah, it's definitely X-Men plane.
Yep.
Johnson said everything had to be invented.
Out of the plane.
Everything.
Oh,
It was known to many as
Never mind. Looked like there was I thought there was like a balloon or something hanging out the front of it.
Oh.
the perfect spy plane. It could fly up to 80,000 feet high and also had a top speed of 2,100 miles per hour. That's a freaking huge jump from the U-2. Many at the time.
Yeah, that's insane. They went. It's kind of crazy how they went from the other spy plane to this, and how quickly they were able to develop it. Could say you
had a bit of help somewhere.
Yeah,
Someone with an extra
yeah.
testicle, maybe.
right taking something so far advanced and kind of working back from that to figure
That
it out.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Time believed that the remains of the Roswell crash in 1947 were actually being kept at Area 51. And don't worry, settle down, I'll get there. But because this was during the Cold War, the CIA actually encouraged the myth that aliens were flying around Area 51 so that the Soviets wouldn't know about their newest weaponized toy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's exactly what an alien would say.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, that wasn't the last of their super cool high-tech toys. At number 8, we have the A-12 Ox Cart. This was another plane that was in development at the same time as the Blackbird and was in the running to be the new recon spy plane, but the Blackbird won on that one. The other difference was that the A-12 Ox Cart had a crew of 1 and it was operated by the CIA and not the US Air Force, who could fit a crew of 2 in the Blackbird. Later testing proved that the CIA Air Force didn't want...
Say that again?
I said that's what you want from your government agency, you know?
Yeah. Hey,
Well, we're not an air force or anything, but we're going to control the most up-to-date advanced plane that's ever been created.
Right. Our clandestine, world department in American history, the CIA, has their own, pretty much at the time, invisible plane.
Yeah. And it can literally get from California to New York in 40 minutes.
Hey, that's why we kick butt.
We do?
Want to go through the development...
you are America. Sorry.
America, yeah.
...of this aircraft. So the A-12 slowly...
Stop it, Scott. We just got audio detected.
Oh.
So, yeah. All right, so we'll have to stop it there.
We'll stop it there. We tried.
Yeah,
we tried. Yeah. And you
there
can
you
tell...
go. And also, congratulations to Ripper. 820K
wow.
for the Ripperverse.
That's crazy.
But by this time tomorrow, he'll have $1 million company.
Can you imagine that, dude? I can't. I'm trying to scrounge up funds to go to Orlando, and he don't get me wrong, he deserves it. The man is a hard-ass worker, talented dude, and sticks to his principles. Wow, though. That just goes to show you that the best of us, the ones that are doing this and succeeding, they truly can change
well, I mean,
what's out there for us.
Just look at the relatively small niche sort of group, because that's essentially what we are. We're a niche little group that has its own niche little groups within ourselves. And for him to be able to do that shows, one, the power of our community fandom. So whatever you want to call it, the people that we choose to surround ourselves with, and what they are willing to do. They're busting their ass, making money, and they're giving it to him. It's obviously at a higher price than if you would buy it down the store, but it's because it's him. That we know where the funds are going to. It's a good product, and I think like most of us, we're addicted to seeing the people who we like succeed.
Yes.
And I wish him nothing but the best. Man, it's so many people. I think he has got 5 things where. Yeah, I'm telling him, darling, thank you. He's got 5 spots where you could be put into the comic. Like it's his top tier one. When I looked last night, there was only 2 spots left.
That's crazy. Yeah, and he invested $200K.
200,000. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a massive thing. Like
that was huge.
If he doesn't do that, he loses the house. He loses everything.
Yeah, like dude, that is betting on yourself.
Yes.
And not many people have the balls to go all in betting on themselves, and I give him a lot of credit for that.
Well, not just that. He's a newlywed. He's a newlywed. The stress that he would have put himself under, knowing.
No more. I'm sorry, but no more spots for that.
No more spots. Okay, there you go. So they're all filled. So, but yeah, like knowing that. I mean, if I've got a project to do and I'm not 100% happy with it, I can't sleep that night.
Right.
You know, it's like when I did your intro, I'm like, oh, I did it. I'm like, I'm happy. I waited 5 minutes. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever freaking seen. This is terrible. Like, and he's got an entire company. He's got people that he's paid. He's got so much debt around it. And then
It's insane, man.
overnight, he turned his blood, sweat, and tears into a 500K plus profit, which he's going to reinvest straight back into
which he's so
the
smart
company.
to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be the beginning of a lot of great things. A lot of great things, man. And it's weird because like I feel like I'm adjacent to those bigger, YouTubers, the Garys, the Rippas, the the G&Gs, the Maulers, all those guys. Like I know them, but I'm not there.
With all of them.
I've streamed with all of them. I just I'm so honored to be able to say I know them, and it's one of those things where I can't imagine why someone would be jealous of that. I use it as like I use Ryan and Drunk as what I'm trying to strive to do, because those guys started just a little bit before me and they blew up,
Well, easiest way, just go watch a movie, hop in your car.
Yeah.
Do a nice, quick, simple, non-confronting review about how many nice black people were in the movie, and then you'll be there.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if they put me on G&G, I could maybe suck off that fame a little bit. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll workshop. We'll workshop.
Yeah.
Join us next week for Scott's Road to Fame, Part 1.
Right. We'll spitball in the back.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for being here tonight. A little shorter of a show, but as you know, I'm not feeling it, and I'm gonna try to make it to Comics Division tonight at 9:30ish, 10 o'clock. I think he starts. So
in an hour.
In an hour. All right. I'll do my best to make it. I thought it started at 9. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Mr. Grant Gregory, thank you. I appreciate it.
As always, man. I love this show.
Oh, man, it's a lot of fun doing it with you. Yeah, this chat's awesome. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me. It's usually like the diehards I know come on Monday night. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. And it might not be the most updated outro, but here's our outro because I like this one way more now than the Wonder Spork. Good night, everybody.